Now, your report does illustrate that the lines between opinion and impartial, unbiased news reporting have been completely blurred. How is that fixed? Because this is an issue that goes beyond the BBC. You've got so many news reporters these days who think they are in the opinion game and they want to state their opinion. And there's, I think, a diminishing trust from the public in media because of that.
The response to my report, which I think may be the most in-depth analysis of any of the BBC's output that's ever been done, we looked at 9 million words. And it's worth saying that the BBC criticised the report for its methodology before they'd read it. The methodology is normal, standard litigation type analysis, which I've been doing my entire career. And in parallel with that, an entirely new cutting-edge approach by data scientists led by a data scientist expert in the UK, but mainly Israelis from Israeli universities. And that supported the completely standard old-style litigation approach. So the BBC, knee-jerk reaction attacking the report on methodology, what they're actually facing, instead of one methodology, they're facing two separate methodologies, dealing in real depth, as I said, searching for over 9 million words of product. And the net result is unremitting bias. Whether it can be resolved, I think, is a question for BBC management. They've got to control their journalists, and at the moment, they're just not getting a grip at all. They're just totally out of control.
Now, the BBC is hugely influential in world media. They have viewers, listeners across television, radio, social media, streaming. They've got global news outlets. They claim to be the most trusted news brand in the UK. You said they've disputed the methodology you've used in your report. Beyond that, have they had a response to your damning findings? Are they at least attempting to do better in the future?
Well, one of my proposals was that they should have a thematic review of their Middle East reporting. Now, 3 days after I sent them the report, they announced that they were conducting a thematic review of their Middle East reporting. So it's clearly bothered them that the report's arrived. And I think the report, they realise, has totally destroyed what trust there may have still have been in the minds of many people that the BBC is doing its job properly. The question is whether or not the BBC will actually read it with an open mind, and that remains to be seen. If not, I have a fear that this matter may have to appear before an English judge, and an English judge they understand what impartiality means, even if the BBC don't. And I think that they will find the BBC is in absolutely hopeless breach time and time again of its own rules.
Yes, and it's not just the BBC. I would argue our own ABC breaches its charter daily. It would be wonderful if you could run a review of their work. I know you said Australians have already been in contact with you requesting just that. Thank you so much for your time this evening.
Thank you very much.